Fellow American citizens and fellow San Diegoans. My name is Leslie Williams, and this is what is known as a informative file. And I just woke up about 20 minutes ago, so bear with me. I fed the birds and getting ready to get dressed, and I was thinking to myself, this situation is starting to get a little bit heated as a result of them getting antsy because the people who have perpetrated and are involved in this crime towards me. The San Diego police are heavily involved in this crime towards me. Members of the Eastern Division, I have no doubt in my mind, I'm sure people I've never met from the Downtown Division, and so far today, the couple from the Western Division. And after me personally making 9 separate requests, 2 of them were made by 2 officers that I had already made previous requests to, which total 9 separate requests to make a police report that I'm a target of organized stalking, which is also called gang stalking, and being flat out denied my right to do so. And in the midst of all this that's been happening towards me, I have literally uploaded undeniable, undisputable proof that this crime is occurring towards me. Now, when you take proof, physical, tangible, visual proof even, and audio proof, that you can scrutinize online by even just by looking at 2 separate videos, which I'm going to direct you to right now. Learning disabled woman brutally assaulted on MTS bus. Take a look at that video. It shows me not only being assaulted, but it's an altered video that MTS sent me. Now, all you have to do is take a look at that. Why would MTS send me an altered video if they were not involved in an assault? Think about that. Then look in the comments feature of that YouTube video. It clearly shows that I predicted that assault 11 days before it occurred, and 1.5 days after I went down to the San Diego District Attorney's office and told them I was a human trafficking target, and that there was an extreme likelihood that the San Diego police were involved in it. Then go to YouTube and type in "learning disabled woman catches gang stalker admitting put on bus to harass." Listen to that video carefully, okay, and then scrutinize the cooperating material that's in the comments feature of it. Now, a few days ago I went to the FBI, and it was a spur-of-the-moment thing. An idea just came into my head while I was on the bus to go when I was over at Stonecrest Plaza Walmart, and the FBI building is right next to it. So I went over there on the spur of the moment after basically an idea popping into my head on the bus, and I went over there, and I had already had a digital audio file running in reference to me coming from Walmart's. And so I went there, and I had to wait over almost 25 minutes just before FBI agent came out, and then I spoke with him for about 6 or 7 minutes, not even that. And 12 minutes, the last 12 minutes of the actual interactions between me, security, and an FBI agent were on the digital audio file had been totally corrupted. You can, on a scale of 1 to 10, you can only hear me and any interactions between the last 6 minutes of the interactions between me and the security, and then the last 6 minutes of when this FBI agent came out to talk to me. On a scale of 1 to 10, which compromises about 12 minutes of the audio. On a scale of 1 to 10, you can only hear us talking at a 0.5, which is half of 1. But it is still somewhat legible. And so anyways, in the midst of the conversation that took place between the first 20 minutes between me and security, some pertinent things were said, especially by them. And I went to go upload to YouTube the other day what I did was I took a video picture of this digital tape recorder showing a 57-minute long audio file, then turning it on and showing where I was originally at the bus stop at Stonecrest Plaza Walmart, and then fast forwarding it a little bit while showing that it was being fast forwarded to my interactions with the FBI, including a segment that showed the security guard stating to me what the address was of where I was at, which was the FBI building, 9797 Aerial Drive. And then I fast forwarded the audio file showing me fast forwarding it to the last 12 minutes, which literally showed you can not hear nothing as the audio file was running. And then I went to go upload it at UCSD the other day, and as I was uploading it and then uploaded it, I got a notice from YouTube stating that there was copyright infringement because somebody had added a song to that particular file. Like, because sometimes I guess you can add songs to certain YouTube files in order to be able to act as a background melody to the theme of what is on the audio file. I mean on the video file. I don't even know how to do that. And they did the same thing. Hang on. They did the same thing when I went and had a sweatshirt made that said a white sweatshirt with black lettering on it that said learning disabled woman brutally assaulted on MTS bus. YouTube it, viral it. And I uploaded that video of me taking a video of that sweatshirt and uploaded it to YouTube. And then about a week and a half later, I went and looked at it, and somebody had put some Chinese or Korean melody music interfacing with it. My name is Leslie Williams. What is the likelihood? I uploaded that video at UCSD Biomedical Library. What is the likelihood of YouTube sending me a copyright notice infringement within a half hour after a video is uploaded that's got audio information in the video within a half hour? Especially since I didn't add no song to the video. Why would I add a song to the video, this type of video, when I didn't even, when the video has got things on it that you need to hear? So this is not even the type of video that has a song attached to it. Understand this and be clear. They don't want it known that I approached the FBI and told the FBI that I was a target of organized stalking. This is what I told the FBI when I was there. I told the FBI that I was a target of organized stalking. I asked him if he knew what organized stalking was. He said yes. Now, if you can bear with me just 1 second, because I got to have a cigarette. I just woke up. Excuse me, please. Anyways, see, I know as a result of being a target of this crime that law enforcement is 100% involved in it, protecting it, allowing it, and aiding and abetting in it. And they're also used for trapping a target in the courts once a target gets too out of control as far as exposing the crime that's happening towards them. And as a result of my experience with law enforcement, and by reading hundreds of blogs that are online right now that you can scrutinize just by going in and typing organized stalking or gang stalking in the FBI, and look at what other targets are saying about them. Now, so as a result of being a seasoned target of this particular type of crime and this expedition for 10 full years now, every single day, in 3 different states, because it's a nationwide syndicate, and you can go to Google. I got to talk fast now because I'm running out of time. You can go to Google and type in a gang stalking tech, everything you need to know. It's a manifesto of an individual who directs and manages organized stalking crews that are targeted in reference to the harassment in street theaters, which are productions that are brought about towards the target's events, accusations, assaults, even rapes, against the target out in the community. He's also the one who's got power positions in the community to get the business community even on board in these expeditions for multifaceted purposes. Now, he even states it that the police are connected to them, and he also states in the manifesto that it's a nationwide syndicate. Now, as a result of the numerous amount of blogs and comments I've read on YouTube videos stating that the law enforcement tries to trick you to do, including the FBI, will try and trick you into opening up about what's happening to you so they can then call you crazy. Okay? Because that's one of the main tools and methods and assets they use, because they're connected to, they have the power to literally petition a target into the hospital, the psychiatric floor, where their syndicated doctors falsely and deliberately, with complete malice of forethought, will intentionally, deliberately diagnose a target with a false mental diagnosis to discredit them. And if you look at the manifesto, you can clearly see doctors and psychiatrists are mentioned throughout the whole manifesto. Okay? So, somebody like me who's educated in reference to their methods and tactics, and experienced in reference to their methods and tactics, as far as like the harassment and the organized stalking, and how law enforcement is involved, and then you got the education in reference to the hundreds of blogs I've read online and the comments and YouTube videos of targets. I knew that I knew that as a result of talking to an FBI agent that I had to be very careful about what I was saying. So what I did was I approached him when he came out, and he asked, he says, "What's going on?" I said, "I'm a target of organized stalking, and that I have requested through the San Diego police to make a police report concerning it on 9 separate occasions, and 2 of those 9 separate occasions were with the same police officers, and that they flatly denied me the right to do so. and would not make a report. And he said, well, I asked him, the first question was, I go, have you ever heard of organized stalking? And he said yes, flat out said yes. I mean, he immediately said yes. And I said, well, what do you know in reference to what you know about organized stalking? And he said, well, why don't you tell me what's going on? Now, understand this and be clear. This is where they try to get you to open up about what it is. Hang on a second. This is where they try to get you to open up about what it is, okay? So you can then start saying, well, I'm being stalked by people I don't know, and people are harassing me that I don't know, because that's the whole reason, that's one of the reasons why they use people that you do not know to harass you, through sensitization tactics, assaults, intimidation, extremely rude provocation behaviors that are brought about towards you along your route, and that's not including the electronic harassment and the remote neural monitoring, influencing, and stimulating that a target is subjected to. And I did not mention anything about electronic harassment or remote neural monitoring at all. I just said, look, so he wanted me to open up about what was happening to me as a result of organized stalking. I'm a lot smarter than that. So what I did was, I even flat out told him, I said, look, it's been through education, I have learned online and by talking to a lawyer once about being a target of this crime. And as a result of him researching what it is, he advised me to never, when I speak to any law enforcement agency, to never tell them directly to what to do. Is basically to tell the law enforcement agency that if they want to discover the tactics that are used against an organized stalking target, is to go to the internet. Okay, I said, look, I go, the tactics and methods being used towards me in reference to how I'm being subjected to organized stalking can be found online in order for you to be able to research what's happening towards me. That way I did not have to be specific and make any statements to this effect, because I'm smart. I know how these freaks work. I know exactly how they work, okay? And that's all I said, okay? And I even regurgitated that statement. And I said, the San Diego police, I said this twice, will not take a report concerning me being a target of organized stalking after 9 requests. Then he said, okay, what I'll do then is I'll notify the San Diego police, and I'll tell them when you come in to talk to them that they are to take a report. And I said, well, they've already refused it 9 times. What if they won't? And he said, well, there's nothing I can do about that. Now listen to this. On August 18th, 2011, August 17th, I was assaulted at a bus stop, 9 days after I got here, okay? So on August 18th, I went to the San Diego police to report that it was an assault based on the organized stalking expedition, considering what the person and the person who was sitting at the bus stop were doing before, during, and after the assault. They would not take a report. And he said, well, have you thought about going to the FBI yet? And I said, no, but I eventually might. So this was a police officer who was extremely rude to me. He was a sergeant detective, was extremely rude to me while I was trying to tell him what was happening towards me. And I got this whole conversation on audio file, which I told him he was being taped. Also, why would somebody who was directly connected to the very police department that's covering up this assault that occurred towards me on the bus, okay? And I could tell this guy didn't give 2 shits about what was happening to me. I could tell he didn't give 2 shits. I went to go hand him flyers that showed that organized stalking and gang stalking was all over the internet. He would not look at them. He would not take them. He would not take a report or nothing. And he was extremely direct and rude to me when I was in there. All right, I got to stop this. Anyways, he directed me to go to the FBI. Now, since it's already all over the internet that FBI agents have screwed over hundreds of other targets of this crime, and then the San Diego police who are involved in this crime directs me to go to the FBI, my name is Leslie Williams. Look at what's in the comments feature of this YouTube video. There might not be anything in it for a week or two, because I'm making multiple videos right now, but I'm informing the public. I did go to the FBI and what I said to the FBI when I was there. I gotta stop this video file. It's almost 15 minutes long. My name is Leslie Williams, June 24th, 2012, San Diego, California.